The DC English Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the DC English Podcast. I'm Noah.
And I'm Nora. If you want to learn everyday American English and get 1% better every day, you are in the right place.
That's right. We're here to share real stories, practice together, and make speaking English feel totally natural for you.
Noah, you look very relaxed drinking your coffee this morning. You look like you don't have a care in the world.
I am relaxed today. I feel great. But yesterday I almost spent an entire hour pretending to work because I was too embarrassed to ask one simple question.
Oh no, pretending to work is exhausting. What happened at the new office?
Well, as you know, I am in my second week at the logistics company. And yesterday, my manager walked over to my desk and asked me to print a weekly shipping report. It should be a very simple task. He said, just print it and leave it on my desk before lunch.
That sounds like a very standard request for your second week, just hitting a print button.
Exactly. But I opened the new software and the screen looked completely different from my training manual. The big green print button was completely gone. The screen was just full of tiny gray boxes.
Oh, software updates are the worst. They always move the buttons around just to confuse people. So what did you do?
Right? I kept thinking maybe the green button will magically appear if I just click around a little more. Maybe it's hiding behind the menu. But it didn't, so I just stared at a blank screen in complete silence for 45 minutes. I moved my mouse around and organized my pens so I looked busy, but I wasn't doing anything at all.
45 minutes? No, you were just organizing your pens? Why didn't you just ask someone for help?
Because I looked around the open office and everyone looked incredibly busy. The man sitting next to me, Yusuf, was typing so fast on his keyboard. He had his headphones on and he looked like he was doing brain surgery. I was absolutely terrified of looking foolish.
Actually, can I tell you something really embarrassing?
Please do. Make me feel better about my pens.
During my very first year of teaching, I jammed the main copy machine in the teacher's office. Paper was stuck everywhere. The machine was making a horrible, loud beeping noise. And instead of asking the principal for help, I just walked away and hid in my classroom.
You ran away from a broken printer? Did you just leave it there beeping?
I did. I went back to my desk and graded papers like nothing happened. Eventually, another teacher found it and fixed it in 5 seconds. We all do silly things when we are afraid of looking foolish in front of our new coworkers. It's a universal human experience.
It really is. And I think it's even worse for our listeners, especially when you are speaking a second language at work. You already feel a little insecure about your grammar or your accent.
Yes, that adds a whole new layer of stress. You feel like every question you ask proves that you aren't smart enough to be there.
Exactly. You feel like the manager is going to say, why did we hire this guy? He can't even find the print button.
But Noah, asking a simple question doesn't make you look foolish. It makes you look like a normal human being who wants to do the job correctly. And honestly, holding on to that fear just wastes company time.
Wait. How does being quiet waste time? I thought I was protecting the company by not bothering anyone.
Think about it logically. You spent 45 minutes clicking random buttons and organizing your desk. You are getting paid to do nothing. If you had just asked Yusuf for help, you would have finished the job in 30 seconds.
That's a great way to look at it. I'm not being an annoying burden. I'm just trying to be efficient for the boss. But knowing that logically doesn't make the conversation any easier to start in real life.
It really doesn't. Your heart still beats fast. How did you want to start the conversation with Yusuf? What was in your head while you were staring at him?
I just wanted to tap his shoulder, point at my screen and say, hey, this software is broken. Help me.
That sounds like a big emergency, and it sounds a little bit demanding, especially if he's typing fast. The very first step is just checking his schedule. You have to check his availability.
Okay, how do I do that politely?
You can softly ask, sorry to bother you, do you have a quick minute?
Wait, is that really better than just saying, excuse me? Excuse me is much shorter.
It is much better because giving them the option to say yes makes them feel respected. They can control their own time. You aren't forcing them to stop working.
Oh, that makes total sense. So if he says, actually, I am busy finishing an important email, I just step back and wait at my desk.
Exactly. You just smile and say, no problem, let me know when you have a free second. Let's say he finishes his email, takes off his headphones, turns his chair around and says, sure, Noah, what's up? How do you explain the problem?
I guess I could say, I'm having a little trouble with this report.
Perfect. Saying you are having a little trouble sounds like a small bump in the road, not a disaster. Then you just ask for a tiny hint. You say, could you point me in the right direction?
Could you point me in the right direction? I actually used something very similar to that yesterday when I finally spoke to him. And do you know what happened?
What did Yusuf do? Was he annoyed that you interrupted his typing?
He laughed out loud. He told me he spent 2 whole hours looking for that exact same gray button his first week at the company. He said he almost cried looking for it.
See, he made the exact same mistake. That is why asking for help is so powerful. It breaks the ice and builds a real human connection with your team.
It really does. I couldn't believe I had been worrying about it for almost an hour. He was so incredibly nice about it.
We're going to talk about what to do when your coworker tries to help you but speaks way too fast right after this short break. Stick around, everyone.
Welcome back to part 2, everyone. Noah and I are talking about the best ways to ask for help at a new job without feeling like you are bothering your coworkers.
Yes, and Nora, here is the absolute hardest part of asking for help. Let's imagine Yusuf comes over to my desk to show me the missing software button.
Okay, he is standing right next to your office chair, looking down at your laptop screen.
Native speakers always grab the computer mouse, click 7 different things in 2 seconds, and cheerfully say, there you go, all fixed.
It is so true. They do it so fast because it's just an automatic habit for them. They don't even think about the individual steps anymore.
Exactly. And I always panic because I have absolutely no idea what they just clicked. The screen moved so fast, so I usually just nod my head and pretend I understand. Nodding your head and pretending to understand is the most common habit in the world. I do it too, but it doesn't actually help you learn the job.
I know. I just feel bad asking them to slow down. I don't want to test their patience or waste their valuable time.
I completely understand that fear. The computer guy at my elementary school is exactly like this.
Oh, really? The IT guy at the school?
Yes, whenever the smart board in my classroom breaks, he walks in, pushes 5 buttons in 3 seconds, and says, okay, Nora, you're good to go. And I just stand there, blinking my eyes. And then he leaves, and the next day I have to call him to come back to my classroom. I never learn how to fix it myself.
That is exactly how I felt yesterday. You just feel so helpless. So how do we fix this? How do I slow Yusuf down?
You can slow them down very politely by taking a little bit of control. Before they touch your computer mouse, just pull out a pen and say, do you mind if I take a few notes?
Will that annoy them? It feels like I'm making a very big deal out of a small software question.
Not at all. Pulling out a pen visually signals to them that they need to teach you.
It probably makes them feel respected too. It shows them that their knowledge is valuable enough to write down on paper.
Exactly. And you can also use your phone. Sometimes I just ask the computer guy, do you mind if I take a quick picture of that menu?
Honestly, I would probably understand a clear picture much better than my own terrible handwriting.
That is so true. A picture saves so much time. But let's say they still click the software buttons too quickly. You can use a very polite phrase to pause them. Just smile and say, sorry, I missed that. Could you show me that step one more time?
Sorry, I missed that. Could you show me that step one more time? I really like that phrase a lot.
Why do you like that phrase? Why does it feel safe to say?
because it puts the focus on the fast action, not my intelligence. I'm not saying I'm confused, and I'm not saying I'm bad at computers. I'm just saying I missed a quick visual step on the screen.
Exactly. That removes so much pressure from your shoulders.
It really does. But Nora, what happens the next morning?
Wait, what do you mean?
I call it the day 2 panic. Let's say Yusuf helps me on Tuesday. I take my notes, I write everything down, but then on Wednesday morning, I look at my notebook and my handwriting is terrible.
Oh no, your notes don't make any sense?
Exactly. My notebook just says, click the gray thing. But I look at the software screen and there are 50 different gray things. I completely forgot the steps.
The day 2 panic. That is a very real, very stressful situation.
It is the worst feeling in the world. So, should I just admit I forgot everything?
Of course. Just don't stop there. Tell Yusuf how far you got first.
Oh, I see. So I show him what I already know so he doesn't think he wasted his time yesterday.
Exactly. You could say, I got to step 2, but I'm stuck on step 3.
I got to step 2, but I'm stuck on step 3.
Right. It proves that you actually looked at your notes. People notice when you've already tried.
I could also say, I remember how to open the hidden menu, but where do I click after that?
Perfect. So Yusuf shows you the next step. Now what happens before he walks back to his desk?
Before he leaves, I have to check my steps so I don't have another panic tomorrow.
Yes, please. We definitely want to avoid that.
To prevent that, I just summarize the instructions out loud. I use the phrase, just to make sure I have this right.
Let's try it. Show me how it sounds in a real conversation.
Just to make sure I have this right, I open the hidden menu, find the small gray icon, and hit print.
You got it. And if you're wrong, he'll gently correct you. If you're right, he'll say yes, and you'll feel totally confident doing it yourself next week.
And then I just say thank you and let him go back to his work.
You can say thank you, or if you want to sound warmer, you can say, I really appreciate your help.
I really appreciate your help. That does feel more human than a basic thank you.
You would be surprised. Little moments like that are how good coworkers become good friends.
That is really encouraging. But Nora, let me tell you the best part about yesterday.
Sure, what is it?
After Yusuf finally showed me how to print the report, do you know what happened 2 hours later?
No, what happened? Did you have to print another report?
No, Yusuf actually walked over to my desk and asked me for help. He couldn't figure out how to use the new coffee machine in the break room.
The coffee machine. So the veteran employee needed help from the brand new guy.
Yes, he was pushing all the wrong buttons on the coffee maker. He said he usually drinks tea, but yesterday he really needed coffee. So we stood there for 5 minutes trying to figure out the coffee machine together.
See? That's the real secret of the workplace. Everyone needs help with something. Nobody knows everything, not even the people who type really fast on their keyboards.
Honestly, Nora, I wish somebody had told me all of this 2 weeks ago. It would have saved me 45 minutes of absolute panic yesterday.
Well, now you know, and now our listeners know too. Asking questions really is a sign of strength, not weakness.
I feel so much better about going into the office tomorrow morning. I have a real plan now. If I get stuck, I won't just stare at a blank screen.
I am so glad. And to everyone practicing with us today, thank you so much for joining us for another conversation. Be sure to download the free practice guide in the description below to review these exact phrases.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can sit down and have coffee with us again next week.
Remember, learning a language is just about getting 1% better every day. You're doing better than you think.
So be kind to yourself, keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.